Hi there and welcome, guys. We're doing a little test, so let's see how it goes. All right. My name is Nas, and I'm a test preparation specialist. Some of you may have already been in my classes, so you know a little bit about me. Okay. I was born in South Africa, and for the last 10 years, I have been traveling around the world, China and Turkey, Italy, all over Europe, and I specialized in test preparation in IELTS and PTE. All right, guys, so whoever is watching, can you please type into the chat where you are from? I'd like to know where everyone who's participating is from. Anyone out there? And sometimes there's a little lag with the comments. Okay, so I'm just going to check my YouTube to see if any of you guys are out there. Let me just turn off my sound. All right. While I'm waiting for you guys to connect and to join the class, all right, I'm going to just start with the first slide. And today we are working on IELTS speaking part 1 as well as speaking part 2. Okay, but let's just get cracking with some questions that I want to ask you guys. So everyone, welcome, and I really would like to know where you are from. Today we're going to talk about the IELTS speaking test and speaking part 1. I'm going to ask you a few questions to see how good your IELTS knowledge is. All right, but first and foremost, I'm pretty sure that we are all in lockdown. Unless you're from Barbados, you are in lockdown. So when the lockdown is over, I want to do certain things. It's on my bucket list. So is it Paris? Been there, done that. New York? No, not yet. London? Been there, done that. Milan? It's practically home. Sydney? Haven't been there. So, what's on your bucket list? What do you want to do when the lockdown is over? Please type it in the chat since you can't actually speak, and I'm coming to check your comments. What do you want to do when the lockdown is over? So, guys, what do you want to do when the lockdown is over? What is on your bucket list? I think there's a slight delay with the comments, so I'm going to just wait to see where you guys are and what you have to say. So guys, what's on your bucket list? What do you want to do when this is over? What do you want to do when the lockdown is over? What's on your bucket list? I think there's a real delay with the comments because nothing's coming through. For you guys who are on YouTube, it's actually pretty easy to just write your comments in the chat, and we're also monitoring it on both streams. Okay, I just hope I'm not missing Anything here? Yeah, I am on the YouTube. So, what's on your bucket list? What do you plan to do when the lockdown is over? Okay, I see a comment, so that's great. I'm just checking my YouTube as well. Okay, so Erica, you would like to study for your master's program, and where would you like to do that, Erica? Where would you like to study? So that's on your bucket list. That's amazing. Where would you like to study? Okay. Maybe in the EU. Okay, that's fantastic, Erica. And where are you from, Erica? Where are you from? If Erica can just tell me where she is from. I think some people are having a problem with the link. Okay. Okay. Okay, Erica, you're from Ecuador. Welcome. Okay. Have you taken the test before? Have you taken IELTS or PTE before? Let me know. Okay, and I see a Rais. Where are you from? Where are you from? Okay, so you want to go skydiving after the lockdown ends. You guys have big dreams. So basically, that's on your bucket list. So when the lockdown is over, one of you guys wants to go skydiving. It's on your bucket list, and someone else wants to study. Um, for their masters in the EU. Okay, that's fantastic. All right, guys. Now let's look at my next slide, and I've got some questions for you. Let's deal with the boring stuff first. Let's just get it out of the way, okay? How long is the IELTS speaking test? And just type your answer in the chat. Is it 11 to 14 minutes? Is it 24 to 27 minutes? Or is it just too long? So when you see the typewriter in my class, that means that you need to start typing in the chat. So how long is the IELTS speaking test? 11 to 14, 24 to 7, or too long? Let's see what you guys have to say. I have to stop sharing to see your answers. Okay, Erica, you took PET or the PTE in January. I think you mean PTE. All right, Erica. And okay, Nuria, I'm going to get back to the question. And right, and let's see bucket list stuff, guys. Okay, we've got 1, 2, and 3. Let's see what our question was. How long is the IELTS speaking test? 11 to 14, 24 to 27, or 3? And the correct answer is Nuria 1. The IELTS speaking test is 11 to 14 minutes in total. Well done. Next question. Are you ready? How many parts are there to the IELTS test? 1, 3, 2, or it depends on the examiner's mood. 1, 3, 2. Oh, it depends on the examiner's mood. Once again, you see our little typewriter. So just write the number that you choose in the chat, guys. We've got a lot to cover today, so let's get through this stuff. 3 parts. Well done. Okay, I think the answers are coming through faster on the YouTube channel. Okay. 3 parts. Well done. Well done, guys. Well done. Fantastic. Okay. And our next question. Does my accent affect my pronunciation score? And your options are yes, no, and quite simply, I don't know. Yes, no, or I don't know. And I think I've forgotten to share my screen with you lovely guys. So is it yes, no, or I don't know? How may sorry. Does accent affect score? Yes, no, or I don't know? Here's our little screen. Is it yes, no, or I don't know? Actually, guys, no. Accent does not affect your pronunciation score. Pronunciation is about speaking clearly, putting emphasis on the right parts of the word, the right words, chunking, all those technical things that you learn in an IELTS class. Okay. Now, I want you guys to think about the topic as we go through the first part of the class because that helps you guys to come up with some ideas. All right. The topic for IELTS speaking part 2 today is describe a practical skill that you learned. You learned present, future, past. Good. Past. You learned in the past what it is, when you learned it, why you learned it, and then explain to me how you felt about learning it. Okay? So just think about this as we go through the class. So when we get to the question, you guys are ready with some ideas, practical skills. And I know you're going to Google practical skills. It's what everyone does. What exactly are practical skills? Okay, let's get cracking with IELTS speaking part 1. How often do you go for a walk? Go for a walk. Once in a blue moon, every Saturday morning like clockwork, or it depends. It depends on what? The weather, the mood, what, how busy you are, how tired you are. Okay. So what is your answer? How often do you go for a walk? Type your answer in the chat. Okay. Just like you would do it for your IELTS speaking test. Type in the kind of answer you would give the examiner. I'm just coming to check what you guys are doing. Okay, I think the YouTube ones have more comments coming through. All right. So, how often do you go for a walk? So, do you go for a walk once in a blue moon? Do you go for a walk every Saturday morning like clockwork? Or do you go for a walk? Um, it just depends on your mood. Okay, guys, are you all able to join? Just checking in. Okay, so how often do you go for a walk? Okay. Laura, where are you from? Okay, and the comments are coming through. Thank you. Oh, wow. Okay, fantastic. Guys, this is fun now. Like, let's start with Laura. I go for a walk every day with my dog. Fantastic, Laura. Okay, and Raiz, with the lockdown, I'm trapped in my house. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Hopefully it ends soon. Robber, is it Robber, or am I missing something? Okay. I usually go for a walk every day, but yeah, not now. Probably in about a week or so. 2 weeks. I don't know when your lockdown ends. You'll be going for a walk. And Laura from Alicante, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you guys here. Okay. Right. Now let's take a look at our next speaking question. Okay, our comments are coming through, so that's fantastic. Okay, guys, just 1 second. We're having a small issue. I just need to forward something, and I'm back with you guys in a jiffy. All right. Now I can share my screen with you guys. Okay, and let's go for it. Next question about walking. So, oh, sorry, our idiom once in a blue moon is to do it very rarely. And we get it because it refers to the appearance of a second full moon in a month. It only happens once in 32 months. So, once in two, oh, almost once in 3 years. So, you get two full moons in 1 month. And that's why we say once in a blue moon. Now, once in a blue moon, how do we use it? Type in the chat. Which one is better in terms of grammar? So I eat breakfast once in a blue moon, or we start with once in a blue moon, I go to the mall. Yes, correct. The first one, I eat breakfast once in a blue moon. So the way you would say really or not very often, I eat breakfast. Really, I eat breakfast not very often, or I don't eat breakfast very often. Just try and substitute once in a blue moon with really. Okay, so I eat breakfast once in a blue moon. Now, if you can answer the questions, it's typewriter time, which means chat time. Do you go to work once in a blue moon? I don't think so, and I hope not. You won't have a job. Do you cook once in a blue moon? Interesting question. Do you take out the trash once in a blue moon? Okay, guys, so if you can answer the questions, do you cook once in a blue moon? I only cook once in a blue moon. I only take out the trash once in a blue moon. Well, if that's true, who's taking out the trash for you? And can I borrow them? Okay, guys, let's see what you are typing away in the chat. All right. Teresa. Okay, Teresa, where are you from? And it depends on your free time. So you go for a walk depending on how much free time you have. That's fantastic. Wonderful. Okay. Um, so we're looking at the next question. I'm waiting for you guys. About how often do you take out the trash? Do you take out the trash once in a blue moon? Do you cook once in a blue moon? Ah, okay, Teresa, you're from Brazil. Welcome. And which part of Brazil are you from? So, do you take out the trash once in a blue moon? Hello, Braj. How are you? So can we have an answer from you, Braj? Okay. Okay, so if I take out the trash once in a blue moon, I'd be very worried. Yeah, and your home would be very, very dirty, very unhygienic, probably a breeding ground for coronavirus. Okay, let's just check. All right, guys, and let's move on to our next questions. We've got a lot to do. But keep typing in the chat. Does anyone cook once in a blue moon? Okay, now let's look at this one, guys. Walking on air, walking on air. What does this mean? Walking on air. Is it a good feeling or is it a bad feeling? Walking on air. Good feeling or bad feeling? Walking on air. What do you think? Walking on air, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Okay, Braj, you're fine. Thank you. I'm fine as well. Everything's wonderful. So, am I walking on air? Everything's good. Am I walking on air? Okay. Laura, it's a good feeling. Fantastic. And Teresa, you from Neighbor. I can't pronounce that. Pardon my pronunciation. Okay. I've been to Rio, São Paulo, and Porto Alegre, but I haven't been to your city. And it means you have no worries in the world. Well done. Well done. Okay. Let's take a look. It's so happy. You are so happy that everything in life seems good. So, are you walking on air at the moment? And will you be walking on air when the lockdown is over? Are you walking on air at the moment? Will you be walking on air when the lockdown ends? Okay, so you can type your answers in the chat. Now, guys, today we're going to talk about walking in speaking part 1. And I want you to add words, vocabulary for walk in the chat. So here's typewriter, which means it's chat time. So stroll, walk for pleasure, power walk, jog. Jog isn't actually walking, but a power walk, a slow jog, a stroll, very leisurely. You're doing it for pleasure. You are not in a hurry to get anywhere. Okay, so let's see if you guys have any vocabulary to help me. Okay, the comments are a little slow, but I'm happy to wait for you guys. Not at the moment, as this situation is very strange. I agree with you, Laura. But when the lockdown is over, I will be walking on air. Walking on air, not aha. Yes, I hope so too. So, Laura, not the air, just walking on air. Walking on air. Walking on air. Okay, good job, Laura. Erica, I, I stroll around my house these days. I had a very, I'm just going to see if I can find if I can find the message. Okay, so I hope the weather is good tomorrow for my trip to Puerto Backyard. So my backyard. I'm getting tired of lost living room. So yeah, I agree with you guys. Uh-huh. So, yeah, I'm tired of walking around the house these days. I want to get out. Okay. So, Raj walking for pleasure. Oh, Robert, is it Hernandez? Robert. I'm walking on air because now I can do a lot of things that I usually can't, such as what? Such as what? What are some things that you can do now that you couldn't? What are some things? I walk to my room. Okay, Brush. You walk to your room. Good job, guys. Now, any other vocabulary that you guys can add, feel free to add it as we move along to the next ones. All right. Do you walk more now than in the past? So in the past, I used to walk every morning like clockwork. I'm lying. But whereas nowadays, I don't walk at all. So in the past, I used to power walk every morning. Whereas nowadays, I am in lockdown. So guys, can you please write a sentence for me in the chat, please? In the past, I used to. So it was a routine. I used to, past tense, but also used to. And my great grammar students would know that in addition to saying used to, you can say would. I would power walk every morning like clockwork, whereas nowadays I walk once in a blue moon. I walk when they allow me to. Okay, next question. Do you think that people will walk more in the future? So choose one of these answers. Your guess is as good as mine. I think it's highly likely because. So choose one of them and put your answer in the chat. Okay, so do you think, your opinion, that people will walk more in the future? Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. I have no idea. And the next one, I think it's highly likely because why is it highly likely? It's highly likely because people will want to get out. They will want to get some fresh air and so on. Let's see your answers in the chat. This is your chance to put in your answers and actually to get some feedback. So don't be shy. Put your answers in. All right. So, ambition. I am walking on air because I am trying to be, yes, what? Ambition. I'm walking on air. Why are you so happy, Ambition? I'm walking on air because why are you happy? Aha, so well done, Hernandez, or is it Robert? I'm not sure. I'm having English classes, doing yoga every day, reading more than usual. Sounds amazing. It sounds like a vacation. By the way, are any of you guys working while you are at home or are you all off work? And Raj, you used to go to the gym every day. I used to go to the gym every day. Okay, I used to go to the gym every day. Well done. Okay, and aha, Erica. I think it's highly likely because we will appreciate just how fantastic simple things, yes, I agree, simple things like walking on the street are. We will really appreciate the simple things in life. Okay, we will appreciate the simple things in life. Well done. The things we take for granted. Well done, guys. Okay, good job. You guys are doing an amazing job. All right. Now, what is this? Okay, if you have any idea what this is, please type it in the chat. Every time you see a typewriter, it means type it in the chat. So, for this parrot, what do parrots do all the time? Parrots, yeah, they talk, they chatter, chatter, chatter. So, if the parrot says, I lost my gift of the gab, what does it mean? Is the parrot still talking, talking, talking? No, he isn't. So, what is gift of the gab? What does gift of the gab mean? What do you think it means, guys? Gift of the gab. Ah, Teresa, you used to dance every day and read books. Are you still dancing every day and reading books? Because we use used to for things we did in the past, routines we did in the past, but we don't do anymore. Okay? So, Teresa, if you say, I used to dance every day, it means you don't dance anymore now. Okay? You don't dance anymore. Erica, Erica, can you explain that to me? Are we talking about the little parrot? Okay. You think he lost his home? Ah, Teresa, you got that. Okay, fantastic. Please, this is a safe space. Type whatever you want in here because this is a chance to get your errors corrected, to learn some new grammar. And hey, you know what? Someone else might be learning something at the same time. So go for it. All right. So, Teresa, I'm just going to put this. So, used to routines in the past. Okay. But I don't use them anymore. You know what? I always use this one as when I'm learning grammar, I learn it in a sentence. Okay. So I used to do homework. Okay. And it was a routine. I did it every day in the past, right, guys? So do I do it now? That's the question. No, I don't do it now. So used to routine in the past, but not anymore. Can I say I used to eat ice cream? No, because actually I eat ice cream now a lot of ice cream. So I can't use that grammar now. Okay, good job. So we're talking about Mr. Parrot, and he said, I have lost my gift of the gab. Gift of the gab means the ability to speak a lot. Okay, to be very confident also when you are speaking. Oh, yes. The ability to speak to others in a self assured, persuasive manner. Do you know anyone who has the gift of the gab? And is it always a positive thing? So, the gift of the gab is when you can speak to other people in a self assured, persuasive manner. You are not um, nervous about speaking, also speaking in public. You're self assured, you're confident, you're persuasive, probably diplomatic as well. There are actually a few that come to mind, people who have a gift of the gab, but I'm going to wait to see your answers before I tell you who I think has a gift for the gab. All right, let's check our comments. Who has a gift for the gab? Okay, and I think our comments are a little slow. Do you think that politicians have a gift for the gab? Do politicians have a gift for the gab? Robert, some of your friends have a gift, the gift of the gab. Yes, same here. Some of my friends have the gift of the gab. And hey, you know what? So do I. What about politicians? Do politicians have the gift of the gab? Yes or no? Yes, Raj, go ahead. Gift of the gab. Yes, Raj, you have a question? Go ahead. The gift of the gab. Politicians have the gift of the gab. They are supposed to have the gift of the gab. Okay, right. Yes, Laura, I agree with you. Politicians have the gift of the gab. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, some speaking questions. What languages can you speak? What languages can you speak? So, first of all, my native language is, in addition, I'm fluent in this. I'm a polyglot. What's a polyglot? Anyone? What's a polyglot? Or I'm bilingual and I speak how many languages? By the way, guys, IELTS test takers, this is a current part one topic. Okay. And it will come up in the test. So it's good to have answers prepared. So, what languages can you speak? My native language is English. In addition, I'm fluent in Afrikaans, which is my second language, and I studied it at school. I'm also able to speak some Italian and a little bit of Turkish. So I'm not really a polyglot because I don't speak all of them at upper intermediate or advanced level. Of course, my native language is English and my second language is Afrikaans. So let's see what you guys have to say about what languages you speak. These are current IELTS speaking topics. Okay. Okay. So Laura, you don't think that all politicians have a gift, the gift of the gab? Mm-hmm. Okay, I agree with you. The good ones do. Do you agree with me? The good ones do. The good politicians have a gift of the gab. All right, and Robert, my native language is Spanish. Aha. In addition, I'm trying to be fluent in English and I'd like to learn French. Eduardo, hello and welcome back. I haven't seen you for a while. I can barely speak English. Oops. And I'm forgetting my Spanish. No, I think you're pretty fluent in both. Oh, Nuria, you guys are all back. Okay. And you're commenting. So something's, oh, so many. Okay. Ooh, so many comments. Okay. Let me go through them. So, Robert, I'd like to learn French. Okay. So I'd like to learn French. I'd like to learn French. And Nuria, my native language is Spanish and I'm bilingual because I can also speak Portuguese. Fantastic. And Nuria, you also speak English because you're chatting away with me in English. Fantastic. Raj, my native language is Hindi, and you also speak English. Well done. Laura, I'm bilingual. Oh, well done. My mother tongue. Fantastic. My mother tongue. My native language. Fantastic. Good job, guys. Okay, my native language. Well done. My mother tongue is Spanish and Catalan. Okay, so um, You are from Catalonia. Okay. In addition, I speak some English and some French. Fantastic. Erica, fantastic. Spanish is my mother tongue and I'm learning English. Well done. Um, Laura agrees with me. Good politicians have it. Robert, my pleasure. Teresa, my language is Portuguese. In addition, I'm trying to be fluent in English. Well done. So, good job, guys. Well done. Okay. Aha. Okay. Eduardo, I will come back to you for the question. Just now, it just popped up on my screen. Good question. I'll tell you all about it. All right. Is it difficult to learn a new language? And what idioms can we use for this? So it is hangman time. Okay. So piece of cake, or what is the next one? What do you guys think the next one is? Where is this guy going? He is going. Mm-hmm. Okay. And if you guys are getting it wrong, I'm drawing hangman and he's about to die. So come on, guys. What's this? Oops, sorry. This goes here. Oops. He's going where? Up. He's going up where? Up the hill. Good job. So it's an uphill. What do you think this word is? It's an uphill battle. Battle. Uphill battle. Okay. So which one is it for you guys? Is it difficult to learn a new language? Is it a piece of cake or is it an uphill battle? And I need to come back to Eduardo's question. So Eduardo, I'm just going to type in here Afrikaans. Okay, so Afrikaans is very similar to Dutch. It's completely different from English, has absolutely no connection to English. If I hear Afrikaans words, they sound more like Dutch or maybe even sometimes German, but absolutely nothing to do with English. They have no words in common. So, for example, if you ask me to say good morning, okay, so good morning in English, and in Afrikaans it's goeiemorgen. So can you hear there's nothing in common between the two? How are you? Hoe gaan dit? There's a different sound to it as well. The grammar is also quite complicated. I think the prepositions go at the end, but it was a piece of cake for me because I learned it at school as a child. So I think when you learn languages as a child, when you are young, then it's much easier. Yeah, okay. So Erica, at the beginning, it was difficult. So Erica, can we say this? At the beginning, it was an uphill battle. Okay. But now it's a piece of cake. Can we say that? Okay. So Erica, at the beginning, it was kind of difficult. Yeah. It was an uphill battle, but now it's a piece of cake. Good job, guys. You're doing really well. Okay, now an uphill battle is a challenge when the odds of success are not in your favor. So the odds of being successful are kind of low, all right? And feel free to screenshot whatever screens you want to for the idioms and use them. Use them every day. Will you learn other languages in the future? Now, I want you to make a sentence using a conditional, using if. Will you learn other languages in the future? If I move to another country, I will learn that country's language. Or if I have more free time, I will learn another language. Okay? So, can you make a sentence with if? Will you learn other languages in the future? And I think it's my last question for learning languages. Why are you studying English? So, will you learn another language in the future? And why are you studying English? Will you learn another language as sorry, will you learn another language in the future? So let's start with if, okay. And why are you learning English? I'm going to look at some of the comments, guys. Nuria. All right. In my point of view, from my point of view, the difficulty of learning a language depends on the person. Okay, but when you already know a language different to your mother tongue, it's easier to learn another. I agree with Nuria 100%. The first foreign language or your second language is probably the most difficult one to learn because you have to learn different grammar, new strategies, and so on. Absolutely. But then once you become a language learner, the next one is so much easier. You understand what you have to do. You understand that you have to start with vocabulary, you have to learn grammar structures, you know how to do it. So good job. Okay. So what happened to Brush on my class Skype? What's going on, Brush, with my class Skype? Let's see if I missed something. Raj, are you one of my students? Are you one of my italki students? That's what I want to know. Okay. And it's not easy to learn a foreign language as an adult. I agree, Eduardo. I think there's scientific proof that children learn languages faster, or it's easier to learn up until the age of 5. After that, it becomes progressively more difficult. Eduardo, you quit? You don't want to learn another language in the future. You're just done with it. Okay. Are you exhausted? Okay, so Braj, you are my student on Skype. Okay, well, welcome. I'm not sure which student you are because you're using a different name. Okay, so if you're my student, Braj, then you should be really good at the next question, which is describe a practical skill that you learned, what it is, when you learned it, why you learned it, and explain how you felt about learning it. I asked you guys to Google, do you have any ideas for practical skills? Driving, okay, using Excel, what else? How about these? Housekeeping, cooking. It's a practical skill. Home repairs, DIY. I'm useless at it. How to use an online calendar and a scheduler, all right? Public speaking, how to do research. If you guys can Google better than I can, because I Googled all of those. So let's see what you guys have come up with for practical skills. Okay, so Teresa and Nuria would like to learn French. Because you like the accent. Yeah, it's a beautiful accent, but I find it really difficult. The pronunciation is difficult. Okay. Mhm. Okay, so Eduardo, you would rather be a master of one. We have this English saying, jack of all trades, master of none. So some people can speak many languages, but badly. And some people can speak one or two languages, but really well. Okay, brush, public speaking, practical skill. All right. You other guys, anyone has Laura, welcome. Okay, you don't think you will study a new language. Your goal is to speak English fluently and you want to focus on it. Fantastic. How many hours a week do you guys spend studying English? How many hours do you spend studying English? By the way, I need your ideas for practical skills so we can create our answer, guys. TikTok, TikTok, we have 10 minutes left. So, ideas for practical skills. I've got my answer ready. It's up to you guys now to give me some ideas and suggestions. Okay, Brosh spends 2 hours a week studying English. Brosh, 2 hours a week. Anderson, 21 hours. Wow, I am impressed. Hello, Anderson. Hi, how are you? And Teresa, 2 hours a week. Are we talking about a week or are we talking about a day here, guys? Okay, so Eduardo, you don't study properly, you just listen to podcasts or videos. Okay, so that's what you do to improve your listening, your vocabulary, and so on. That's fantastic. That's great. Okay, great, guys. Any other ideas for practical skills that you want to improve? Practical skills. And by the way, if you guys can give me suggestions, requests for what you would like to do in the next classes, I've already got stuff prepared for tomorrow and for Friday. Friday's one is good fun, always the last lesson of the week. It's always fun. But any suggestions on what topics you'd like me to cover for next week? I've got, I think, 4 lessons next week. So I'd really like to give you guys what you need. All right. So let's go back to my answer. All right. For a practical skill. And then you guys need to practice and try to create one of your own, especially if you're taking the test. So when did you learn this practical skill? So it has to be a time frame. A fortnight ago, last summer, when I was at university. So choose a time frame, okay, in the past. And why did you learn this practical skill? So if it was public speaking, cooking, driving, why? Because it's a necessary life skill, or I needed it for work, or it was a mandatory job requirement. It was a mandatory requirement for my new job. So for example, if I quit PTE and decide to become an IKEA assemblyman, then having a driver's license would be a mandatory requirement for my new job. Having said that, I cannot build anything from IKEA. I'm totally useless. When I try to build even a little table, it's an uphill battle. Can you hear the idioms? I'm trying to use them for you. It's not a piece of cake for me. So I will never get a job as an IKEA assembly person. But if you have a new job, sometimes this practical skill is a requirement, a driver's license, okay, public speaking, communication skills, and so on. Now, let's look at the next one. And when I learned this new skill, how did I feel? Good. I was over the moon. I was on cloud 9. Okay. It was an uphill battle. Yes, it was difficult. It was challenging, but it was worth it. Now, For those of you taking the IELTS speaking test, this is how you should structure the perfect answer or a really good answer anyway. So I'll get cracking. I'll start by telling you about a skill I didn't just learn, I mastered. The examiner can hear this recently, okay, a fortnight ago, and it was first aid. I actually learned it a fortnight ago, so here's my grammar, when I took a course at the local clinic. Good answer so far, right? So, Fuller. So, moving on to why I took the course. Well, someone at the office had a heart attack. Oops. And none of us knew CPR, that breathing, life saving technique. Okay. I think it's cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Difficult pronunciation. Okay. So suddenly it hit home. It hit home. I realized that this was something that everyone ought to know. The manager at my company immediately enrolled the team in the course, which I attended after work around 8 p.m. every Tuesday for 3 weeks in a row. Okay. If you look at my answer, you can see that the examiner has a lot to grade me on. There's grammar, there's vocabulary, there's, look at this, relative clause, which, okay, which is a relative clause. So to be frank, to be honest, this is a necessary life skill that everyone ought to know. It has now become mandatory in our company to take the course, and upper management has made it part of our orientation and training, which is a really good thing. All right, you guys can see the sun is shining. After taking the course, grammar, I felt empowered vocabulary because I know that if conditional, the same situation arises, I have the skills and confidence to help someone in need. So, to cut a long story short, in conclusion, there are a few practical skills that we all should learn, like DIY and even public speaking. But this one, first aid, was a good start. Now, if you start doing this, if you start planning your answers, okay, and if you start preparing before the test, your score is going to be higher. Let's see what comments we have now. Okay, so I wanted to know. Yes, exactly, Eduardo. We are in good hands if something bad happens. Right. Nuria, what do you mean practice use of English? What exactly would you like? Ambrage, humanity, can you give me more details? Okay, so what I want to say to you guys is that if you are taking the IELTS speaking test, go through the topics, prepare the topics. That way, when you go into the exam, you are not wasting time thinking about ideas. You're actually focusing on vocabulary, on grammar, on idioms. There are a lot of topics. There are 54, and students who work with me cover all 54 topics. It's a lot, but if you do this just once, you're going to score band 7. If you don't, you'll probably take the test multiple times. So, on my end, what I'd like to know is what IELTS speaking topics you would like me to cover in the next lessons. So, Raj, humanity is a huge topic. So, if you could tell me more specifically what you want. Also, these are all IELTS speaking classes. So, we're focusing on the IELTS speaking. And if my memory serves me right, there aren't any IELTS speaking questions, part 1 or part to on humanity as such. But if you want to just discuss a few questions, give me some suggestions and we can give it a try. Ah, okay. Nuria. Oh, okay. No, you want to practice use of English? Okay. I actually have one for tomorrow, which is shopping and haggling. So this is actually using English. Yeah, yeah, in the real context. I am open to all suggestions. Human, human evolution. Eduardo, from my experience, what are the three most common topics asked in the test? That's a toughie. It depends on the country. Remember that I teach online, so I'm dealing with students from all around the world. Sometimes some topics come up more often than others. It changes from semester to semester. So unfortunately, I can't give you a straightforward answer, though I'd have to say that past tense questions might be more common than the others, but it really does change from time to time. And I suppose you could say that with the essays, it's generally opinion essays. Okay. Um, but guys, any and all suggestions are welcome. Okay. Um, what I can do is maybe give you a couple of topics that we could cover. But if you guys want to discuss something other than the IELTS speaking questions, put your topic into the chat. And you know what I'll do? I'll incorporate it into the speaking lesson. So maybe 20 minutes on this topic, and then we can move on to IELTS. All right. So thank you for watching and participating. Eduardo, the topic that I hate the most, IELTS speaking part two, is a beautiful sky. And the reason I don't like this topic, I don't hate any topics, but I hope my students don't get the topic, is because there's no story. You're just using descriptions and you are just using adjectives, and it's really, really difficult. All of you guys, please put in your topics. I want suggestions. I've got 7 more classes, I think, to do, or 6 more classes to do. And I want to give you guys what you want. So, on that note, thank you so much for watching. And until our next session, which is tomorrow, stay safe and stay out of trouble, guys. Ciao.